So I bought this Harbor Freight sandblaster for less than 150 bucks, and I put sand in it, and it didn't work really well. So I did some web searching and fellow YouTube patrons and found some fixes for it. And today I'm going to talk about some of those fixes. First, one of the problems was it had a mixing problem. So the sand falls through here, through that valve. And so as you can see, I upgraded to a 1/2-inch T. And I actually cut the old mixer, the flange on it, and welded it onto this 1/2-inch T. If you get black steel, it welds really well. It was pretty easy to do. That was the biggest fabrication thing that I had to do to make this thing work. I put a quick connect on here, not hooked up right now, but so that I could thread everything back in. I used the same valve. These valves are pretty crappy, but they work, and if they wear out, I can replace them with better ones. And so I've used it since then with all the other standard equipment, including the really crappy air dryer that came with it. I expect this thing to break pretty soon, but it does what it needs to do for now. This is actually the second unit I bought because this thing didn't work at all. So anyway, I fixed the mixer. I put some quick connects on there, and I used it as is. Other than that, and it worked pretty well with the 80 grit glass. I think those are like 70 bucks a bucket. Expensive, but they work great to take paint off of cars. Not using it on the Raptor. The Raptor does not need any sandblasting. One thing I also did, and I haven't tried it yet, was I ordered a tumble media vibrator off of Amazon. It was like 30 bucks. I welded a piece of, well, first I bolted it to this. No, first I welded the C-channel on there. I pre-drilled the holes, and then I bolted this thing to the C-channel. So what this will do is, as the media gets low, it builds up in the sides, and you turn the vibrator on and it'll shake it down to the bottom. So I expect that to help too, but wasn't completely necessary, but I think it'll help so that I don't have to have this thing full all the time. I can run it all the way dry. Anyway, the project that I'm doing, 65 Mustang Fastback. It looked a whole lot better than this when I bought it. I tore it down. It's got very little rust on it. There are some patch points that I need to get into, but like here's the battery tray. Battery acid leaked and rusted a hole in it, and there's some rust in the trunk. But this is the project that I bought that sandblaster for, and it's doing a pretty good job. I've worked on the bottom a lot. You can see it took all the paint off of there. There was a whole lot of transmission and oil baked onto that, so that's what it did. I'm going to try and finish that today. You can see the difference between sandblasted and unsandblasted.